This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per top.
5 and 6 million.
He is hell-bent on global domination.
We just broke our 100,000 units sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
New episode, guys. It's episode 691, almost to 700. How crazy is that? But be sure to tune in every morning. Tomorrow morning, we talk to John Ferrara. He just landed a massive deal with Microsoft that helped him grow his monthly recurring revenue to $225,000. Big question now is, will he win the CRM space? Good morning, everybody. My guest this morning is Victor Rosenman. He's the CEO and founder of Feedvisor. Before founding Feedvisor, he was a founder of an innovative social media marketing startup and a senior R&D manager at Sun Microsystems. Victor holds a BSc in computer science and an executive MBA from Kellogg Northwestern. Victor, are you ready to take us to the top?
Thank you.
All right, give it to us. What does Feedvisor do and what's your revenue model? How do you make money?
Oh, we're free. No.
Get off my show. Bye.
No, not exactly. So, Feedvisor. What Feedvisor does is we're a decision support system for large e-commerce vendors that sell through marketplaces. So we're helping them to make all the decisions in the most optimal and smart way. So we kind of bringing them a smartness on demand, to say. So when you think about kind of to bring it down to earth, when you think about the e-commerce business,
Victor, give a real example of an e-commerce business.
So let's think about an e-commerce business. Let's say $20-30 million.
Name one. That's a customer.
So we can't really disclose names. So that's the only problem because we are under NDAs. But whatever we have on the website, we can disclose. I cannot disclose on the show because
name one that you can disclose. I'm just trying to make this easy for people to understand. So you have RM Deza Group, you've got Leather Care Supply, and you've got this company called Undercuts. Tell us about Undercuts. What do they do and how do they pay you?
So I cannot talk about the specific customers. I'm really sorry on that.
Victor, you have this on your website. So you increase their revenue 6.5x%. There's a 250% increase in profit and 300% increase in sales. Talk about what you can talk about.
Yeah. So whatever is in the website, we can talk about whatever is in the website. I can tell you what we do for these merchants. So what we do for these merchants is they join Feedvisor. Most of them would have significant business on Amazon. Before joining Feedvisor, they will be doing some sort of marketplace selling through Amazon. They will manage merchandise through us. They will manage pricing through us. And then what will happen as soon as you join Feedvisor is we're just looking into way more parameters into how they optimize pricing, how they make purchasing decisions, how do they replenish, and we just make these numbers right. So for example, if they've been selling on a certain price, we can find the right price. If they were,
what gives you the right to tell them the right price? Tell us more about that.
Sure. So what we do is we look into a lot of various numbers. So for human to really consume what's going in the market, think about the stock market as an example. For example, selling on Amazon, not much different than stock market. So you have a lot of competition, and the competition changes prices, and the competition has certain amount of reviews and ratings, and they have certain amount of items in stock. Everything impacts. So really to go and look into all these various numbers, it's very tough. And it's very tough to make these decisions, and that's why you employ the kind of artificial intelligence-driven algorithms, and they apply machine learning to actually make this decision more precise.
So, and the decision specifically, the big one that you guys tackle is pricing.
Pricing is the biggest decision, but the second biggest would be replenishment, and the third one biggest would be assortment.
What do you mean by replenishment? Is that like inventory management?
How many items do we want to keep in stock?
Got it. Okay, so and then how do you make money from this?
Actually, we charge certain monthly subscription, plus we charge certain amount of rev share.
Okay, what's the monthly subscription on average?
We on average our customers pay about $2,000-$3,000 a month.
Okay, and that's a flat fee regardless of
No,
performance.
that's not a flat fee. That's a combination of subscription, which can be $2,000-$3,000, and a certain amount of rev share that can come up to another $1,000.
Okay, I don't care about the rev share part to start. Just the recurring flat or revenue. What is that typically per customer?
It's around $2,500.
Okay, and so they're paying that to then get access. And I'm going to read right off your website. This is from Undercut. They sell, it looks like grooming products or like bathroom products, essentially. Very
Yes.
nicely designed. They said that they use things like the 30-day trailing information thing on Feedvisor, profits, units sold, and sales. It's a dashboard they have. These are all things they pay that flat $2,500 a month for, right?
So they actually getting information, and they're getting the automated price adjustments, which we do. So so then all of this is included into the flat package, and then for any revenue that they make through the system, they pay a rev share.
Okay.
They can decide not to do anything through Feedvisor and then not to pay the rev share, but that would be unreasonable.
Why couldn't they just skip you? They say, okay, Feedvisor says change my price to $10. I'm just not going to do that through them. I'll do it myself and get the benefit without paying them a cut.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because first, when you do it, so you need to do two things to be successful. You need to be precise and you need to be fast. There is no way you will be fast by doing things manually. So the rev share represents really a small portion of your entire fee. So it's rather you should go and simply use the system. There's no reason to circumvent because we create the ROI.
So if I sign up for you and I pay you $2,500 a month, and then let's say in that month I do $100,000 in volume all through you, what percentage of that will go to you?
It depends on the subscription plan.
On average,
so there's various subscription plans. On average, let's say about 0.5%.
Oh, this is just to cover like processing fees.
Yeah. It's not a huge amount. It's not like 20% or something.
Yeah, so you're really you're really making your money then. You're a SaaS business. You're making your money.
SaaS business. Yeah, we SaaS business. Majority of our revenue is coming from the fixed revenue stream.
Got it. Okay, and so give us some history here. So what year did you launch the company in?
So Feedvisor was founded. I founded actually in 2011 when I was working basically myself, and then I really bootstrapped the company initially for the first year. In 2012, we got initial seed funding.
How much?
If I'm not mistaken, about $500,000.
Okay.
Something very initial kind of.
And that was convertible note or a priced round?
No, this was all equity.
It was all equity. Okay. And how much have you raised to date?
33 million.
33 million. Okay, great. So walk us down. I mean, is the funding route kind of what you expected it to be, or is there anything different than what you expected at the beginning?
In funding?
Yeah.
Well, you never know at the beginning. I have to say that our funding experience was not necessarily easy, but it was fair.
Okay. And how did you, I know you're transitioning right now from kind of the UK, I believe, right? Where were you from originally?
No, we started in Israel.
Oh, Israel. So you're transitioning from Israel to New York. By the way, I'm so impressed with the amount of talent coming out of Israel. In the past 3 weeks, I've talked to like 3 or 4 Israeli companies who are just killing it. You know, one of them, I forget who it was, raised like $100 million. I mean, they're just killing it. So Israel to New York City, you're making the transition. What was it like raising capital in Israel?
Israel has a very powerful VC ecosystem, very powerful. So there's a lot of capital in Israel. It's not different than from any other place like Silicon Valley, New York. So for me, it wasn't crazily difficult to start with because I came after a year in bootstrapping. I had first few customers. I had working prototype. I wouldn't say the working product, but I had a working prototype with people paying for it.
What were you doing in terms of revenue in the month right before you raised that first seed round?
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, but like, are we talking like $5,000 or $10,000 in revenue or what?
Yeah. Okay. Something in that range. Yes.
Got it.
So I'll give you a fun story.
Okay.
So when I raised the seed funding, I really didn't know that much about the e-commerce business. So I knew the details of the e-commerce business, but I didn't knew about the seasonality impact and how things are going to work. So and when we started, Feedvisor was primarily rev share, because this was the risk-less, I would say, almost risk-free way to engage with customers, because if it doesn't work, you don't pay. Yeah. So, and then when you move to more of the fixed, then actually when you gain a credibility. When you gain a credibility, you can ask for larger amount of kind of SaaS-driven revenue, because it's a significant fee. So, so what really happened is I raised the funding, and it was Q4, and everything was looking great, and it's a rev share, and the numbers went up. And I told the investor, look, I don't remember the exact details, so I will be making this up. But I said, like, we're doing 10K today, in like 3 months we'll do 30K. Look, it's all rocking up. And then everyone was excited, all was good. And then, Q1 started, and it's a dump. And then Q1, everything went south. And I couldn't believe that. So I thought, wow. I mean, how this
Why did it go south?
Because it's a seasonality thing. And it was a rev share model, and then the e-commerce really blossomed on Q4, and then Q1 everyone goes to vacation.
So Josh Levenberg was your first investor with JAL Ventures, correct? JAL Ventures?
Not exactly. The first one was Oded Caspi from Microangel.
Okay, so how did you explain this to them? Like, how did you prevent them from getting like totally pissed off at you?
Slowly.
over alcohol, right? Okay, very.
No, but at the end, angel investment is really much more personal business. So it's really about whom you're working with. Do you really trust the person? And then bad things happen. And it's not necessarily ended up to be the worst thing in the company. I mean, we still managed to do incredible return from these guys. Yep. They invested this $500,000 at whatever. It was really early on.
What was it? Was it like a 2 million cap or so, or 2 million value?
Something like this. I don't remember the exact details, but it was really low. I mean, these guys, I don't know, made like huge amount X.
What'd you give up? I know
way north of 10X.
Yeah,
right?
you just,
way north.
I can imagine. You just did your Series B. Well, don't tell me the physical numbers, but what percentage of your company did you give up in your Series B?
Oh, I cannot comment that. Sorry, but it's but I cannot comment that, because then you get evaluation by simple math. But it's but I'd say it's really we've really done a common valuation for the Series B.
What is it? That was more my question, not necessarily your numbers, but what is a common valuation for Series B? Like, what's a range?
Common valuation for Series B would probably between 60 and 150.
Okay. Yeah, because you're more mainstream now. You're not working with angel investors. I mean, I believe General Catalyst did your Series B back in January 2017 for 20 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are big guys. So you're transitioning. So, again, fast forward us to today. So you're moving from Israel to New York. What's your team size?
100 people.
Okay. And are they mostly Israel or mostly New York?
Mostly Israel.
Okay. Mostly Israel. And in terms of total customers you're serving now, what are you up to?
We have about 500-600 customers.
Oh, 600. Okay, I mean, that's great. Well, we'll assume 500 to be a minimum. So, I mean, can I back of the napkin that and take 500 times that minimum kind of SaaS revenue?
There's no such numbers in Feedvisor 500. Think about like, a monthly revenue?
No, wait, you just said you had 500 customers, right?
500 customers, but the revenue is not 500. Oh, I missed you.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say is, can I take 500 customers times your minimum ARPU, which you told me earlier, of $2,500, and assume you're doing about 1.2 million in monthly recurring revenue? Somewhere around there.
In the neighborhood. Yeah. I would say in the neighborhood.
Cool. I'm saying, I assume if those numbers are correct, and I'm just using kind of inputs you're giving me here, that's a minimum, because I am not even including, even though it's only half a percentage point, you have rev share on top of that.
Yeah, it's always, 500, there's certain Gauss distribution. There's those making a little bit more. There's those making a little bit less. So I think you're right in the neighborhood.
Great. Yeah, you're saying you have historical users that might have gotten in at $1,000 per month, or new users paying $3,000 per month, but on average it's somewhere around that.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell me about churn. So what's your gross customer churn per month?
So actually churn in Feedvisor is really low. So so we have.
Well, what is low, Victor? What is low?
What is low would be low teens.
Okay, so you're call it 13% in annual.
Let's say so.
Annual churn or monthly churn?
No. Monthly churn will be done by now.
Okay, good. That's what I was asking. So yeah, we can assume somewhere around 1.3% in monthly churn. That's really good.
Standard SaaS. Yes.
Yeah.
Good standard SaaS.
I was about to say that's not always standard. I mean, I know many companies that are SaaS that are churning 5-6% per month.
No.
1.5% is great.
Let me tell you something. Getting 4-5%, you cannot get to raise money from general catalyst. There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I believe you. And then have you gotten into the area yet where your net negative revenue churn, your expansion revenue drives a lot of growth?
We kind of playing with it. We haven't done it yet because in order to get there, you need to have a massive upsell play. And we're still a young company and we're still kind of learning it. But right now, we're not so much focused on how we can squeeze more from any customer. We're actually focusing on value.
Well, I mean, to be clear, Victor, it depends on how you phrase it, right? I could also phrase the same thing as you add so much value, a $10,000 upsell and 100% year-over-year growth in ARPU makes perfect sense because you're delivering a 200% value increase year-over-year.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you just what I'm curious is you haven't put a ton of effort yet into figuring out how to add a bunch more value so you could double the ARPU year-over-year. You're working on that now.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And so what does your hunch tell you? I mean, is it a lot of people have different levers to grow ARPU? It could be a number of seats. It could be a usage-based utility number. What's going to be your lever?
Look, we are optimization software by definition. We are optimization. We optimize the business. By optimizing the business, we create the ROI. So if we can go and optimize additional assets of the business, additional facets of the business, then we'll create additional streams of ROI. As soon as we create additional streams of ROI, we can upsell easier.
Yep.
So as long as we are focusing on a particular facet, let's say pricing, and that's what customer is buying for, there is no way for us to upsell into that because that will be squeezing.
I mean, just to point out something, though, I mean, for Undercuts that worked with you, I mean, it says right here, last year from January, they were doing $23,000 in sales. And by August, they did $150,000. You're only capturing, from a rev share perspective, 0.5% of that, plus the flat fee of around $2,500. There's a lot of value there. I mean, when you ask people to, if you double their revenue, they double what they pay you per month in terms of the SaaS model, how do they respond? Or you just don't want to go that route?
No.
Yeah.
We right now, I think what we're charging is fair amount. We know exactly how our customer wallet is based, how much do they want to give for kind of per channel.
Yep.
Or for various types of software. So we really understand our customer, we really understand these models. So for us, and there's a large market, so we're rather growing the market share. That's our focus right now. And it's not like endless amount of businesses. If you think of, let's say, take Amazon. Amazon is definitely the kind of the leading marketplace today. So you look at the Amazon, you see probably, 20,000 large businesses that sell there. So it's not like endless. And then for us to get to 1,000 would be 5% of the market. So that's quite significant for a startup company to start with. So
how are you adding customers? How are you finding them?
We primarily doing it through the content marketing and the brand building initiatives. So we really invest a lot into Feedvisor brand.
What's that mean though, Victor? It's hard for me to understand.
Perfect. So when you say brand, it means that when you think Feedvisor, you think it's a reliable solution. That's what for me means brand. In order to do that, we need to educate people. We need to appear as thought leaders. We do it through content. We publish extremely valuable ebooks and webinars, and then we do interviews with our customers. They teach you not about Feedvisor, they teach you how to grow your business. We do our own conferences, which became industry event, where people join. We do the same things online. And then we just, by combining all of these together, we create an environment where people can really benefit from us.
Yep.
So as people benefiting from us by learning a lot of stuff, not directly related to Feedvisor, this being translated into the brand, it means, okay, this is something that helps me to grow. This is something I can learn from. So this creates a very good initial handshake between us and the customers. When they come to us, they know Feedvisor stands for good.
How many people do you have paid kind of employees just creating content for you?
3, 4.
3, 4. Okay, so, pretty significant investment. I will give a shout out though, guys. You got to check out kind of how Victor's doing the blog. They have this, I mean, it's first off, it's really well designed. And then they have a little eyeball that kind of shows you the number of views per post, which helps you kind of actually drive the click. So for example, one of them says insights from a $10 million Amazon seller with 2,200 clicks. And then at the top, they've got ebooks, events, videos, webinars. Victor, it's clear you're investing a lot in content marketing.
Yeah, content marketing is key, but it's not only content marketing as it is primarily investing into everything that can help you to position yourself as a good cause.
I imagine. Yeah, I imagine last few questions here on customer economics before we wrap up. I imagine General Catalyst, when you raise, I mean, these are smart guys. They probably pushed you on things like, well, Victor, what do you think your LTV is? And what are you spending to acquire a customer? These are obviously back of the napkin kind of gut feels based off historical cohort data. But what is your best guess in terms of what a user is worth to you or a customer is worth to you over their lifetime?
I would say at least 10x.
At least 10x what, the 2,500?
No, the 2,500 will be monthly. So let's say 2,500 is like a
call it 30K
annual. So I would say 300K.
Got it. So you at least 10 years is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
And investors will always come and try to get it half. That's always how it works. Even that, let's say the side, even that, if you think of 150K worth of a customer, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a back of the napkin thing. It's an art, not a science, and you use historical data, right, to figure that out. So with that in mind, I am curious, though, what are you willing to spend to acquire a customer fully weighted? So that includes kind of content marketing salaries divided into total new customers per month, any inside sales reps, any paid advertising, etc.
So the way we're looking into it is we're looking to actually follow the standard SaaS metric and then return the customer within a year.
You mean get your payback period? You want to be less than a year?
Yeah, less than a year.
So you want to spend less than about 22 to 30 grand on acquiring that customer?
Yeah, I would say so.
Many of you know I am buying companies that I really, really like, and there's no quicker way for me to get to the bottom of what is happening on that website than using this tool called nathanlatka.com/hotjar, HOTJAR. It basically will give me a recording. Okay, when anybody lands on the website, it'll give me a recording of where the viewer is scrolling, and obviously does the basic stuff like heat maps too, but I learned so much about where the users are scrolling and clicking on my site using that tool. It helps me increase conversion rates, make more money, and grow those businesses faster. And we'll have to see what happens with those businesses, but I'm buying them very quick, and I'm using nathanlatka.com/hotjar for all of my website analytics. You can too. I work with them. It's totally free. You can go to nathanlatka.com/hotjar. No credit card required. Again, use it as much as you want. nathanlatka.com/hotjar. I'll see you there.
Makes good sense, Victor. Hey, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. You ready?
Okay.
These are like easy compared to my other questions, all right? Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I would say The Black Swan.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
So, quite a few. I would say definitely Jeff Bezos. And I would probably also say that the Horowitz.
If Jeff offers you $90 million today to sell a company, do you take it?
No way.
I'm looking in 90. Your eyes. I'm looking in your eyes trying to see if I believe
90.
You or not.
No, it's very true.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool, like Acuity scheduling?
Well, I actually don't have really a favorite tool. I use a lot of various things, but I really
one that
don't
you use the most.
The most we use the communication tools like WhatsApp and the likes.
Number 3, how many hours of sleep do you get every night? Or number 4, sorry.
You'll be surprised. I do sleep well.
How many hours?
I would say between 6 and 8.
Okay, so call it 7 there. And what's your situation? Married, single, do you have kids?
Married.
Any
2
kiddos?
kids.
2. Are they young?
They have early teenagers.
Okay, so you've got past the hardest part, right? I don't know, maybe
Yeah. No, that's definitely the case.
No more changing diapers for you. All right, and Victor,
No.
how old are you?
I'm 46.
Okay, last question. Take us back 26 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Wow, that's the toughest. I actually like the road I did. So I don't really think I should.
The question isn't what would you change? It's if you could pass a lesson back to your 20-year-old self. Specifically, if we have 20-year-old listeners right now, what's a lesson you would tell them?
Wow, that's a tough one. I would think when you ever make a decisions, you think a little bit longer. That's it.
That's good. All right, guys, there you have it. When you're making a decision, always just take an extra minute, take an extra night to sleep on it. Think a little bit longer. From Victor, who founded Feedvisor back in 2011. They've now got over 100 folks working on this issue of optimization. Pricing optimization specifically is their beachhead on Amazon. Now serving over 500 customers, paying a minimum or about $2,500 per month. Again, that's part of their SaaS model. So doing, we'll call it in the range of $1.2 million per month in revenue, less than or around 1.5% gross customer churn per month. He wants to get a payback period in terms of acquisition of less than 12 months. He's assuming lifetime value of about $300K, spending about $30K or a little less on acquiring those customers. Again, $33 million raised. Victor, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan.
If you enjoyed today's episode with Victor, go back and listen to yesterday's episode with Scott Brinker, who created the Martech chart. This one piece of content that he creates gets over 1 million free, unique views. See how he does it. We also talk about the future of CRM and how to passively monetize content. That was yesterday's episode.
It would mean the world to me if you guys got any value from this episode, if you would go leave a review on iTunes right now and then subscribe. You know, I hustle like heck to get these episodes out every freaking day for you guys. And trust me, I love it. I would do it with no listeners, but boy, oh boy, it makes my day and it makes my team's day when we see great reviews and get your feedback. So thanks so much.
Okay, Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan.